What's up, guys? It's Bree and I'm back with another video, and today we're doing another TV review. And today we're doing episodes 3 and 4 of Churchy, so go ahead and get caught up on the show and my reviews, and then come back here and we can all watch together. So don't forget also to comment down below if you have seen episodes 3 and 4, so we can have some little discord about your opinion and my opinion. So if you have watched and you want to see what I had to say, stay tuned. Oh, actually, hold on one second. Make sure you're following me on my social media platforms, Bree personally on Instagram, and I also have an Instagram page for this here show. It is Yours Personally Podcast. Go ahead and follow that up. There's some old clips from my past life as a model. You can enjoy those for now, but you can say that you were there first when I start to convert that page over. So go ahead and get caught up on the show, on my reviews, on my Instagram, and then come back here. And now we're gonna go ahead and watch it. Okay, come on. Let's go ahead and get into episode 3. So episode 3 starts off with Pastor Stinney and Corey in, the pastor's office, and he is basically telling him like how proud he has been of him, how much he's been doing, and basically that he's like, look, I feel like I can trust you to take care of everything while I go on vacation. So, he basically is like, oh my God, you're gonna be in charge of Sunday's service, which I'm guessing is his first Sunday service actually preaching. Now, I think I'm starting to understand that Corey's original position, like at his father's church, was just over the multimedia, the like filming and all that kind of stuff. So I don't even think that he's actually preached on Sunday, like as the head preacher. And I think if anything, he's only done like maybe like his own renditions of stuff, maybe for like certain events, like how they have like, what can I think, like maybe like Bible study when they do, have meetings, or maybe when basically he's preached, but maybe not at the official Sunday service. So that's the first thing he was excited about. Like, well, I get to preach Sunday, perfect. And basically he's just in charge of everything. Now he's already been doing counselings, he's already been doing meetings with people, he's pretty much is very comfortable at the church. So now this is his first time being alone. But one thing Pastor Stinney said, do not call me, okay? I'm on vacation. So if you really need help, call God. And this episode made me like him even more, because he's just so funny, because he's just like, hold on, like I've never been able to take a break and I can leave. Don't call me, and if you need any help, call on Jesus, okay? Because he'll help you. And if it's a real emergency, call 911, because what was magic words? Don't call me. So I thought that was really funny. And it's funny because he put down the flip phone. So I guess like that phone is the company phone. Like that's the church phone. If anybody calls the church, this is the phone that's going to ring. Make sure you don't call me on this phone or call me with anything. Don't call me. So I thought that was kind of funny. So basically, he was very excited about that. Sunday service, basically, Pastor Stinney goes ahead and leaves. And first thing he does, obviously, get on live, tell his followers, hey y'all, I'm gonna be preaching this Sunday. I got the multimedia ministry up and running. So we gonna be, live, all that kind of stuff on Sunday. Make sure you watch. I don't know how much he really prepared for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that preachers be preparing the sermons, and then people's preparation is different. Like some people will just kind of like get their main talking points and like the bullets they want to hit. Some people write a full-on script. To me, it kind of seemed like he just did like the bullet point thing. Like, okay, this is the Bible verse I want to talk about. These are some points I want to make, and including in those points, these are some things I want to do. And he was kind of taking a page out of Michael Todd's book about doing a lot of like performative and acting. So he was preaching about something, don't remember, I'm so sorry. And he was doing all the theatrics, he was getting on the floor, he was acting it out, he was dropping pop culture references, he dropped the Rihanna word, but the audience, the live church, they was not really feeling it. They like, I don't really know. I mean, yeah, what you're saying is right, but also what? But he actually did pretty good. So after the service, he thought he did horrible. And to be honest, he didn't do great. Okay, he didn't do great. But it's also his first time preaching with these people, and he's never really to me, like I said, preached before on a Sunday, but then I don't think that they're used to his preaching style, and I don't think he is used to his preaching style. I don't know if he even has a preaching style just yet. So at the end of the day, he is at home with his shirt off, eating ice cream out the pint, like the old school movies. And Rodney comes home, asks him how he felt about, the church service, and he's like, man, what you think how it went? It was horrible, my worst, whatever. Rodney's like, well, online, you did pretty good. Like, your engagement was up, your analytics was up, like, people really liked it, and you even got some reposts from some popular church blogs, whatever. So he was like, oh, okay. Like, okay, this is kind of good. So, it's the first time. The first time won't always be great. But, that has come and passed. Now he knows next time. Next day, him and Rodney are just at the church, kind of just chilling, looking at girls online, squinty eyes. And this lady comes in crying because her husband is dead. She found her husband in the bed. They want to plan a funeral, whatever. And Corey is not sympathetic at all. Well, not intentionally unsympathetic, but he's just not that good at it, because he's talking about, oh, well, it's a good thing you found him in the bed. He could have been like, tortured as he died. He could have been like caught on fire. All this random stuff. Sir, you don't want to hear that? Talking about, oh, well, that's the best way to die. I don't want him dead at all. But it's his first time, so she's just looking like, look, we need to bury him immediately. And he's like, oh, hold on. Let's actually just, so you don't want to wait for Pastor Stinney? Are you sure he come back in a few days? We can just wait until he come back. She's like, no, he don't know, because he didn't like to be cold for a long time. I guess. But, he is dead. So, but I don't think Corey he's never done a funeral before. And as the episode goes on, it seems like he's not very comfortable with dead people being around. Now, I get what you mean, like, how would you be comfortable around dead people? I've been to a funeral before. I've been to maybe two funerals before, and the body was there. We went to the wake. We also went to the funeral with the body being exposed and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't like a big thing to me. Like to me, I'm not a person who's like, oh my God, dead people. Oh my God, death. No. But some people, they cannot be around dead people at all. Like, it freaks them out, because it's kind of like it gives them the heebie-jeebies, like, and that's what it seems like it's doing to him. So the fact that he has to do this whole thing, he's never done it before. So even all the preparation that comes beforehand, he's not really, up on that kind of stuff. And then, mind you, the only other person he has helping him run the church is Mother Jean, and Mother Jean don't fool with him. So it's like he's not really getting help like that. So there's a meeting with the widow, and Mother Jean is there consoling her, I guess, at her home. And Corey's late, so she comes in. She's like, oh my God, yeah, bro, you're late. So what would you like to do for the funeral? What are your kind of plans do you want to do? How do you want to support it? Whatever. And Mother Jean obviously has done this before, so she is offering her help, offering her sympathy, but it's also in a way to downplay Corey, because it's like, you don't even know what you're doing. Obviously, this is what the church does to help. Hello, get it together. And Corey is trying to convince her to not have the body in the church, in the sanctuary. And it's like, what? He's trying to say, oh yeah, that's new, that's taboo. No, it's not. We finna have this body up in this church, and that's just how it's gonna be. So he loses that battle. They get into it. As the days go on, he's getting people coming to him asking, why is this a certain way? Why is this a certain way? This one woman comes into his office to say, hey, I'm so-and-so. And I want to say, did she say that was the wife? I don't think so. I think the woman who came in originally is the wife. But this woman is one of his lovers, because she actually died on top. He actually died on top of her, apparently. And she's mad because she's not in the program. And Corey's like, look, the family handles all of that stuff. So, what do you want me to do about that? I'm so sorry. But the family is the one who's in charge of the program, the physical program, the actual program. I'm just, here preaching. We're just hosting it. What do you want me to do? She is not feeling it, and she ain't having it. And he said, you better make it right. So I don't even know what he did to try to make it right. I don't think he did anything, because he just wants this funeral to be over. So obviously the funeral day comes. Why do they got this clearly over 6 foot man, over at least 6'4" man in a regular size coffin? Y'all, he got his knees up. Why y'all did that to that man? How y'all gonna close it? And this my thing. If y'all gonna bury, now, do not judge me. Do not judge me. But if y'all gonna bury him, right? Couldn't you just like break his legs at least like at the waist or at like at the knee, and then just like put the legs next to him, like maybe like this, and then his body's, because all you really need is the top half to be shown, because who has both sides open? Who shows the legs in a casket? All you need is the torso up. So that's all I'm saying. They could have broke them legs. That's all I'm saying. I mean, he gonna be buried. I mean, he dead already. So don't judge me. Like I said, whatever. Anyway, so they're doing that. Funeral's going, and clearly it's not really like a program. Probably because they planned it so quickly. And clearly this man has gotten around, because as soon as the program starts, they're trying to give a little bit of something. Up stands the first woman who came to the office talking about, I need recognition or whatever it is. Then another girl stands up. Well, actually, he was my man. I was in love with him. Well, no. Another woman stands up. Oh, no. He actually was in love with me, and that was my man. And then a man stands up. Well, actually, the man in the casket. Everybody's standing up. Everybody's yelling. It's a lot of hoopla, because clearly this man has gotten around. And he has spread love to multiple people in his communities, not just his wife and family. So obviously Corey, gets it under control, gets everybody to stop screaming and yelling at each other. Basically says like, look, can we go ahead and just bury this person, to commemorate him for his loved ones? And clearly he spread love to many of y'all in the community, but let's just go ahead and get it under control so that we can send him off the proper way. If you guys loved him the way you said you did, whatever. His mom stands up and is like, can we please pray for my son? This and this. Ma'am, you give an attitude to me, Corey. Like, I'm the one asking these people to stand up like this. Be mad at your son for being out here being a hoe. Because, sorry, wasn't it his wife who came and reported this? Exactly. So, I just thought about something. His wife said that she found him in the bed. Okay, where was she at? It doesn't matter. But she came home. He was in the bed. The woman who came to the office to say like, he died on top of me, so you were sleeping with him in that bed, but she didn't find you in that bed, so you left him in the bed dead, and you ain't even called nobody? Wow, that's trifling. Ma'am, sit down. Be lucky we let you come talk about, I'm not even in the obituary. Why would you be in the obituary? What were you gonna do in the program? Sing? Do a poem? Shit. Put up a video? A slideshow? Ma'am, sit down and be happy you came, okay? I cannot. So Corey and the guy's mom go up to the body to pray, and the mom grabs his hand to put on the body, and he's like, he does the fastest, okay, body to rest, whatever, pray to get his hand off, and he wants to go like scrub it off. Like, he's like, oh my God, okay, it's over. It was not a good funeral, but it wasn't my fault. It was them. They was crazy. But you did it. First time. The next time will be better. And if anything, this will make a hilarious story in the future. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then I'm trying to think, did anything else happen? Oh, you know what? We actually learned a little bit more about Keisha. So I think this is where we find out that she works in like advertising. She's visiting with her sister in California. So they're kind of chit-chatting and talking, and basically she has gotten a promotion at her job. She's making basically like 6 figures, and she really, really likes it. She hasn't even told Corey yet, and her sister's like, well, he ain't asked either. Now, to me, I get why she would say, but he didn't ask, but also, should he have known that she was up for this promotion? Because, I mean, we're not really getting into her because she's not like a main character like that. But also, like, would we have known that? Because my thing is just like, we didn't even know she had a job. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess. But then it's also like, okay, you got a promotion. Why didn't you talk to Corey? I mean, I get why they haven't been talking, or why he hasn't reached out to her, because he's been in charge of the church this whole week. So maybe he's just busy. And clearly she has a job, so she's busy. And I mean, I feel like they're at a point in their life where like they know that they can't talk to each other every single second of the day, but I feel like they should be talking at least 2 times a day, at least. Actual physical on the phone talking 2 times a day. Now, I don't know their age group, but it is seem like it's mid 30 to mid 40s age range. So I don't know if they're texting like that, but I feel like they should be doing some communication back and forth, even if it's just like brief. Even if she did say like, hey, you know, I'm thinking like, hey, I feel like I might be getting a promotion soon. I feel like I've been hearing whispers, but I don't know. I'm not gonna put it out there, but you know, pray for me, something, you know. But she's very excited about that, and she likes that she's able to live where she lives near her sister. She's very happy to live there, and that's why she doesn't want to move to Lubbock, Texas. So that's why she's not there with him, because I was trying to figure that out too. She has a job, she has a life, she's not going over there. She's not going to Lubbock, Texas, no. So then by the end of the episode, we found out that she still has not told Corey about this promotion, and that she's very happy being there. But then her sister's like, look, you better go down there and get your man, because one of them little church girls gonna go over there, bake him a sweet potato pie, and get up in them drawers. And next thing you know, this little baby that you are watching, you gonna have your own little baby to watch, because he gonna get somebody pregnant. Go get him from Texas, because if you got this job up here, you need to get him back over here, because if not, you moving out there, honey, and there's no advertising jobs out there. So be smart. So she's like, really thinking about it, like, oh, I don't know, I never thought about this. So that's how episode 3 ended. So we kind of gotten, you know, Corey getting a lot of experience, kind of like just thrown into it. And then we see Keisha is starting to contemplate her own life. You know, I haven't been thinking about myself. Maybe I need to start thinking about me and what I have going on, and really start letting him know what plans they have for their life. Because my thing is this: if he went out there to be the senior pastor, because she is still under the impression that he is the senior pastor of Lubbock, Texas church, at what point were you going to move out there? How long did you expect him to be the preacher, the head preacher of this church? And are you expecting him to just leave the church? Like, I don't understand how that's supposed to work. So, yeah. Let me know what you think about episode 3, and let's go ahead and get into the next one. Alright, so now we're going to talk about episode 4. Now, episode 4 is when things start getting a little juicy. Now, the plot is starting to move more now, especially with Corey and Keisha, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But, Pastor Stinney is back, obviously, and he allows him to do a church, what does he say, like a kids youth service. So Corey asked him if he can do a youth service, because he used to do that at his dad's church all the time, and he really wants to broadcast it and kind of show him what he's been able to do just on his own. Like, look, I can bring a new program, let me try to do that. Because as you remember in episode 2, he met JoJo, and I guess he seems to really like this kid. So he wants to kind of bring that up, kind of have his own mark in the church, and kind of show why he's valuable. So Pastor Stinney agrees, and he's very excited. He starts letting people know. He came to Rodney's gonna do the music. And they're like, well, we don't know the kids, because I guess this church doesn't really have a lot of kids or youthful people there. So they're kind of here to, you know, bring the vibes. So he's like, well, we know JoJo. Let's go ahead and call him, see if he has any friends, tell him to come down to the church. We're gonna start planning something. So that is what they do. So it's Corey and Rodney and JoJo and his friends, and they're just kind of all there putting together the ceremony. And Corey just, you know, casually drops that he's gonna invite Toby Nguigwe. Now, I've never heard anybody say this man's name before, Nguigwe, and I've never even thought about how to say his name, but it's like, I guess that is how it's pronounced, huh? Nguigwe. Kind of like when what is it? Asians, there's a last name. It's I think it's Nguyen, Nguyen. Dang, I had it in my head, and I feel like it might even be Win. I don't know, because I feel like that's what Mr. Wynn's name from Hey Arnold, I feel like that's what his name was spelled like. Nguyn? No. Nguyn. Nguyen. But I've also heard people pronounce it like that, Nguyen. So I don't know. I've never thought about it. I've only heard people call him Toby. So, and he just said it kind of casually. And I feel like in this universe, Toby is Toby, who he is in, real life. But, so how do you know him? Like, how do you know him? I mean, is it because is he just famous online and that's how he's met people? Look, I don't know. And I feel like that didn't really get established. Like, is he a childhood friend of yours? Is he from Cali? I don't know anything about this guy either because I didn't even know what kind of music he made because I'm like, is he a gospel artist? Does he make gospel music? I don't know. So he gives him a FaceTime call. He tells him what he's doing. Toby agrees. He said, yeah, no problem. I mean, we have an event in Seattle, but I think I should be able to come down there. Do not advertise that I'm coming. I'm only doing it for you. Do not announce me coming. I'm going to come in. I'm going to pop in, do a performance, and leave. Do not announce I'm coming in. Do not get hopes up for people that I'm coming. But I'm going to come in as a favor to you. But do not announce it because this is not a concert. And he's like, oh yeah, of course, no problem. So he does promote it. He does promote it, but just like this to the community, he doesn't really push it online that heavily, I believe, because I feel like more people would have came or at least been talking about it, or maybe he would have even canceled for that reason. But that doesn't happen. So he does come. No. So they're at the church and we meet JoJo's friend Bernard. So Bernard's named Bernard, and Ronnie got jokes for days, of course. He's like, so you don't got no nickname? Like, you just go by Bernard? You don't go by Bernie or nothing? Like, no. And he thinks he's named after his dad, his great-granddad, his great-great-great-great-great-granddad. And he was asking if he sings, and I guess he does. Now, I do not know a lot of new artists, and I believe the person who plays him may be an actual artist because by the time of the showcase he does perform, and he performs a full-on song, fully produced and everything. And even Corey makes a joke about, wow, like this dude is so good, like it's so crazy how he had a fully produced rap song and performance already ready to go. Like, this is crazy. So I guess he is like probably known, probably does have a fan base for that. So good on you, sir, because you sounded good. But of course, Mama Jean gotta come in there hating. She talking about, all y'all need to get out of here. What's this? Why y'all got this kitchen and sanctuary? All y'all need to leave. Put it down. And JoJo's, man, I thought this was gonna be cool. Alright, guys, let's go. First of all, sir, like, calm down. But Corey put the stop to that right away, like, hold on, y'all gotta leave. First of all, Mother Jean, the only person who's out of line here is you. I got this approved by the pastor, so we are supposed to be in here where this is what we're doing. So you need to calm down. Like, you doing the most. And she's all, I know he ain't approved this. I'm gonna go ask him. Well, you go ask him because you need to get up out of our face. Number one, like, get your life elsewhere. Like, she was doing the most. And it's like, you came in here doing all that. You ain't even ask what he was doing. But that's because she doesn't like Corey. Pretty much the way she acts in everything she does is because she does not like Corey. So it's like, girl, like, you doing a lot. And to be honest, she's probably the reason why Pastor Stinney ain't had no vacation, because she won't let him live. She won't let him rest. And the funny thing that I thought would have been better is if in episode 3, when he said he's going on vacation, do not call me, that he also had her in there, maybe on like the last, like on like the tail end of the conversation, as if he tried to come in like, hey. And he was like, I'm so glad you're here. I'm letting him know that I'm going on vacation. I've told him a million times, but I'm going to let you know too. Do not call me. Do not call me. If he would have been saying that to her, because she would definitely be calling him to complain about any and everything. So I'm surprised it didn't happen, but that would have been a little twist. So she went to go ask him, I guess, and she got shut down clearly because the show does go on. Corey invites Keisha to there, and they are at his grandma's house, and they're in the bed kind of just chit-chatting and talking about what the plans are and all that kind of stuff. And then Keisha tries to have the sex. She tries to have the sex with Corey, and Corey's like, oh my God, no, what are you doing? Da, 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 da. So this part to me made me kind of laugh, because I remember on Here's the Thing, when they were in the process of filming these scenes, he was talking about how it was just difficult to kiss another woman that wasn't his wife. He was like, this is just so weird. It's just so uncomfortable to me because it's like, it's just so weird because like I haven't kissed another woman besides my wife. So like, even though this is acting, it's just like, oh, this doesn't feel right. No shade to you, young woman, but you're not Melissa. You're not Liz. This is weird. So I thought that was funny because I feel like I can kind of see that in how he was reacting, but he also his character is trying not to like fornicate. I guess they're not trying to have sex before marriage. Now, I want to know, how long have y'all been together? Have y'all ever had sex before? Because I do know that there'll be some couples who will, you know, they've been together, they've been having sex or whatever, but when they know they're gonna get married, like they'll have they'll have like a time frame of where they don't have sex, like a year, 6 months, a month before, like they'll do that. And then with them being so religious and in the church, I'm like, I wonder if that's been like their whole time or what is it? And I want to know, do they even live together? Like I have a lot of questions about their relationship that to me are something about this doesn't seem hopeful to me, even though they live apart because of him trying to get another job. That part isn't the weird part to me. Did y'all ever live together? Do y'all live together when he just moved? Like I count him living in Lubbock as temporary. So do y'all live together currently in the house that Keisha is there at? Are your clothes there? That's what I want to know. How long have y'all been together? When did y'all get married get engaged within your duration of your relationship? Have y'all ever had sex? When did y'all stop having sex? What is it? Like, are you already living like a married couple? Kind of like, you know, you live together, you have finances together, as in like you have like accounts for this, all of that. And then especially with like their age group supposed to be, like, I have questions about the dynamics of their relationship and the fact that he's so not freely lying to her, but he's just kind of like lying to her and doesn't even realize like this is like a big deal. Like, you're lying about something that is affecting my life because, like I said before, you living in Lubbock, Texas, Keisha's under the impression that you are the senior pastor there. Like, that is your church. Keisha, are you moving here? Because what happened? Because what if she just quit her job and left because she's under the impression that you're the senior pastor there? Have you even told her how much you're getting paid to even be there? Are you even getting paid to be there? He basically he's basically doing a voluntary internship right now. Were you getting paid at your dad's church? How much? Because what is your job there? Multimedia minister? So what if she did not get that promotion at the job that she loves? Because what if she didn't even like that job? And she was like, oh, perfect, we can just leave. I'll go ahead and move with you. Now, she goes there. You have no place to live except in your grandma's house. You don't have a senior position. And are you even getting paid? And then, let's say he was the senior pastor there. He is there. Now, in the lie, he is trying to get there. And, you know, eventually, he probably will end up being pastor of the church. We'll see. But let's say he does end up getting there to work there, to get up to being that position. Are you going to move to Lubbock, Texas? Are you going to leave Keisha there? Like, do you want your life to be here? And if Keisha's under the impression that you're going to leave there and you sort of are also, how long were you going to be there? If you did move there and the pastor was not there, the way that your grandma said that she was not. Your grandma said there has not been a pastor here for a few weeks. Pastor Stinney was here and he left. So what if he left and you got there and you were the senior pastor? How long were you going to be the senior pastor there? Did you have a plan about that? Because if you moved there to be the senior pastor and you were you planning to just leave them? Because was the goal not to be the head pastor? And usually the head pastors be there for a while, right? Clearly, because his dad has been there clearly for a long time. So, what was your plan? Go down there, be the senior pastor for what? A month? 2 months? Were you going to go down there and transfer it to a satellite location for your dad's church? Were you going to get paid to do that? You know, it's like certain things, it's like, I see what you're trying to do. I do. but it doesn't make sense. And then I feel like I keep going back to the age thing, but I feel like the age thing is important just because for what they're trying to do in their lives. They're engaged, trying to be married, have all these plans, all this kind of stuff. And I get both of their professional ambitions, and I respect that. And I feel like the reason why I have this kind of, I don't understand, is because they're trying to put their lives together. And I feel like if they were younger, I can understand this more, just because they have more life to live to achieve these things and still get back together. You know what I mean? Because I feel like what Corey's dad said about him not being ready because he's never done this, never done that, I feel like Corey took that not in the wrong way, but he took that, and instead of getting that counseling, that mentorship there with this guy who clearly he didn't even really know like that, he basically went out and is getting that on his own. He went and found his own mentor to do these things for him so that he can learn under this pastor in this smaller community, in this smaller church. And I feel like that's fine. However, you got an internship. You're not getting paid for this. This is just for, the only payment is satisfaction. The only payment is God's grace. Because what are you doing? And it's like, yeah, I feel like he's not thinking long term at all, because he's trying to get this church, and what happens after you get the church? I feel like that's something that they need to think about. But anyway, so day comes. Keisha's asking him about Toby. He admits, hey, Toby actually canceled. What? Toby canceled? And you're telling me the day of the performance, they actually have a poster out front that says Toby's going to be here, all this kind of stuff. So it opened and he, tells her, that he canceled, but he found a Toby impersonator and Fat, which I guess is his wife. And it is, I want to say CP, but I don't think that's CP. It's, I recognize him because he's been on a few of Kev's podcasts, and I think he's been on All in Depth a few times. But they have this guy and the other girl, I don't know her name either, but they're doing a performance, and I hear some biblical references, so I guess Toby does do biblical music or gospel music, like his own version of gospel music. Like I said, I don't know. And look, the crowd hype. The crowd is hype. Even the elders of the church, they try not to like it, but after a while they start, jamming, they start doing whatever. Now, Rodney, Keisha, and Corey are like, oh my God, this is so bad. Oh my God, this is so horrible. He's being sarcastic. Why is nothing bad happening to him? It only happens to me. Da, da, da. Like that. Like they're complaining, which I'm kind of confused by, because are y'all not watching the same performance? Because everybody is hype. Like everybody in the audience, they're loving it. The kids are on their feet, and they're also broadcasting this on live. So I don't know if they're so they clearly are not watching the live either. Like they wait till the end for that kind of stuff. But basically, he's able to come up with a sermon to get out of this. Like, oh, you can't pretend to be a person that you're not. You gotta be who you are. Now, we were supposed to have Toby, but there was an emergency, so we did have these young people. Now, they pretended to be this person, and they did a good job, but they not Toby. And basically, did all that, so he was able to preach a word while also tying into the fact, like, hey, y'all, don't kill me that he didn't come. He was supposed to. I did talk to him. He just didn't come. It was an emergency. And he was able to introduce that Bernard kid, the one who I told you who must be an actual artist. So he was doing that. He was doing really good, and the crowd was loving him. Pastor Stinney, he's about to leave. Mama Gina's walking out also, and Corey walks out. Keisha went outside a little while before that to make a phone call. Corey is out there talking with Pastor Stinney, asking him, what his thoughts were, all that kind of stuff. Pastor Stinney is blown away. He's like, oh my God, like this is amazing. I've been watching from home. I was watching on the live. I guess he probably was in his office, y'all. He probably was in his office because he was doing work and all that kind of stuff. But he was like, yeah, I was watching this and I was just so blown away. You guys did amazing. I love the performers. I love this. And we were making so much. We made so much money on this live today, all this kind of stuff. And Mama Jean still over there hating, making her little comments. And Corey says something along the lines of, well, I've never had my own church before. And then Mother Jean's like, oh, so you haven't had your own church? Well, no, I haven't, but as you can see, I'm ready, whatever. And Keisha overhears this, the fact that he has never had his own church, which means this is not his church. And she lets them complete their conversation. She comes up to Corey, and Corey's like, hey, baby, everything good? She's like, I'm going to go ahead and leave. I'm going home. And he's like, what? Like, what? Why? Is everything okay? No, because you lied to me. You said you were the pastor of this church, and you're not. So I'm leaving. Deuces. And she leaves. And I'm like, good on you, girl. Hold it down. Because Keisha was going to find out. And he should have been told her. And to be honest, he should have told her a while ago. He should have told her a while ago, because you could have easily said, my grandma was under the impression that he was gone. I don't know why. But I feel like Keisha, I can get this position by the end of by whatever imaginary time table they both knew about. Because she was not having it. Like, you've been lying to me this whole time, saying that you're the senior pastor, knowing that you're not. Like, what is wrong with you? And I appreciated her putting her foot down, because, sir, like, you are out here acting reckless. You acting like a child. It's like, and that makes me think, like, what is the dynamics of their relationship? Because why wouldn't you just tell her? And I get it for a sitcom type thing, like a plot. The plot of a sitcom is to do things like this, but this isn't a sitcom, but it is still a comedic show. But it's like, ain't you supposed to be you trying to be a pastor, and you out here lying to the one you supposed to have most dear, sir? The door. The door. Because no. Oh, and something that I thought about from episode 3 that I just remembered now. Before he did the funeral, he was going to text his dad and let him know, like, hey, Dad, I'm about to do my first funeral. Can I get any tips or pointers? And I feel like he may have done that before the Sunday service, or maybe even before this. I'm not 100% sure. But every now and then he will write a text to his dad and then not send it, because every time he thinks that he's trying to, like, that he wants to reach out for guidance, reach out for help, he doesn't want to, because he feels as though it will basically just confirm to his dad that, see, I told you you ain't ready. Like, it basically give his dad a time to glow. And I agree with that. And I agree with him not asking his dad for help, because yeah, like, you tripping, like, no. But I do think it would have been smart for him to reach out to his other pastor contacts to, like, get advice. And then it also could have been a good way to, like, incorporate, like, guest stars, like how he called that woman who he rejected. He could have easily called her and asked her for help. He could have called, with this character, I wouldn't even be surprised if he knows Kirk Franklin, if he knows Pastor Bishop, T.D. Jakes, all these kind of people. Like, it could have been a cute way to, like, add those little inserts in. But I also remember, here's the thing, Kevin talking about how much money goes into all these little graphics, little edits, little this, little this, little this. And he's like, no, I could never have. So I thought that would have been a cool touch. Maybe season 2, we'll see. But I think this might be everything, guys. Let me come back and I'll confirm that. Alright, guys, so that concludes reviews of episode 3 and 4. Tell me what you guys think. How are you liking the show so far? Like, do you have any favorite characters? Do you have any favorite moments? One of my favorite characters, I don't have a favorite character just yet. I do like Pastor Stinney, even though he's not on there that much. I do like him. I like Rodney, but he is annoying as a friend. Like, bro, like, are you even trying to help me at all? And I want to know, what musical things are you doing? Because they don't have a musical anything right now. So what are you doing? Make yourself useful, except being annoying. That's the only thing. I like his character, but he's not my favorite. Only thing I have that's a favorite right now is that theme song. I'm going to church today because I need him. Look, that theme song is really good, but I'm not surprised, because the Here's the Thing podcast intro, chef's kiss. Okay. So yeah, the rest of the season, I feel like I feel like episode 4 was more of like the plot is starting to get, mixed up. I feel like now we're just gonna start getting the actual ball rolling on certain things, as far as like him actually trying to get to church, him and Keisha, what's going on there, and maybe Rodney will have something going on soon, because his character is just to be the annoying friend, and that's annoying. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into that next episode. So currently for this episode, make sure you get caught up on the show, get caught up on my episode 1 and 2 reviews. Go ahead and get caught up on this review. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and drop them down below so we can have some discourse, if you will, some fellowship, if you will, like that, fellowship doing the church. Anyway, go down there. Go down there and do that. And don't forget to like it. Go ahead and share it. And don't forget to follow me on my social media platforms. Instagram, Bree Personally. And Instagram, Yours Personally Podcast. Go ahead and get up on there first so that when I change it over, you can say that you were there first. All right, guys. I think that is everything. I did the Instagram, I did the review, I did the... Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Bye.